think about starting your own small business to pursue a passion or just to put a little extra money in your pocket? Well, if so, you definitely want to take some notes on this next segment, because here to lead us through a master class in becoming an entrepreneur is the author of But Are You Making Any Money? Marley Majcher. Hello there.
How are you? Thanks
It's so good to see you. You're going to lead us, so I'm going to call you Major Marley.
I know. Well, we're going to go through this, and we're going to make it really simple and really easy, and it doesn't have to be difficult. So we're just going to walk through it right here on our chalk.
Okay, so first question, do you want me to, are you going to lead us first?
Yeah.
But I want to know, is this a good time for women to dig down deep inside of themselves and find that little entrepreneurial spirit?
It's such a good time, and women business owners, there are more and more of them all the time. In the last 20 years, it's increased by 42%, so it's a great time, and it's also really good for women who just want to make a little extra money, you know, want to put it for the kids' college fund. Maybe just have a little slush fund for themselves. So it's such a good time.
And I think it's good for the children to see that mommy has passions.
Absolutely, and to follow that passion and to also show the kids that mom has a work ethic as well.
Right.
So yeah, so it's kind of good all around. So it's definitely such a good idea these days.
All right, so show me what you've got going here. Can any woman can
absolutely use these tips.
Why a chalkboard here, dear?
Well, because we're kind of going to go through it. We're going to make it simple. Have a seat.
All right.
I have my pointer.
I'm going to sit down and take notes.
I love the pointer. Okay, so we've got...
Look at you. I'm in school.
We're ready to go.
We're going back to school.
We're going back
with Major Marley.
So we have 4 key points. The first one is that you want to make a plan.
Right.
And making a business plan is not a big deal. These days you can make a one-page business plan. Really easy, just covers the basic points. The next thing is that you want to get feedback from other small business owners. This is really important. So you put that business plan together and then show it to people and have them poke holes in it. You'd much rather have them poke holes now than after it's been 6 months and you're not making any money.
Is that why feedback is so important initially?
It's so, so important, because just think of it like any problem you have. Other people are going to see things that you're too close to it. You can't see it. So by having them poke holes and be like, well, how much are you going to make with that? Is that really reasonable? Don't you think it's going to take a little extra time? That kind of thing. And the next thing is really research similar businesses. So if every business, you know, they would say, you know, in the first year, X number of restaurants go out of business. Well, then ask yourself, okay, should I be getting into the restaurant business? Or what kind of hobby should I be?
Or why did they go out of business?
Or why did they go out of business, and how are you going to do it differently? That's the key thing that we come back to, is how are you going to do it differently?
What is marketing? Is that part of the marketing strategy?
It's definitely part of the marketing strategy, and it's definitely part of one of the key components of the business plan. And there's so many things, because a business can succeed or fail based on the wrong marketing plan, or based on having too many expenses or too many fixed costs, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And the next thing we want to do is sometimes you've got to find the money. We don't always have, you know, the rich aunt that we can just
Isn't that the whole point?
Right? We got to find the money.
I know, it's true.
You need that startup money.
So that's a great question. How do you?
Well, the best place to start is really your local bank and whoever you have a relationship with. Always start with relationships. And I always say, even if your banker turns you down, the great thing is that you're going to learn what your banker needs to see going forward. So maybe it's you just go back to the drawing board and save a little bit, or maybe it's you get your credit improved. But start with somebody that you have a relationship with and get that feedback. The next thing is you can always do it with credit cards. Not a great thing to go into massive amounts of debt, obviously. And a third thing is crowdfunding. That's kind of a new cool thing.
Yeah, what does that term mean?
Crowdfunding it's basically a way of going online and raising money for a particular project or for a particular business. So there are great ways to do it. You can have a video up and you can tell all about your new business. And so what happens is people online give you money.
Well, is that kind of like that ETSY.com, where women go on and put their crafts?
Etsy. Etsy is an online marketplace, so this is a way to raise money.
It's called Etsy?
Yeah, Etsy. Love Etsy.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so now we've got to go to 3 and 4. Time management appropriately, so we don't run out today. Okay, so time management, one of the most important things and biggest mistakes I see women make is they don't track their time. You have to come up with a system to track your time from the get-go, especially if you're going to take something from a hobby to a real business.
And explain what you mean by track your time, just to clarify.
Well, think of it like you're going on a diet, right? And if you go to Weight Watchers and you have a certain number of points you can eat every day, beg your pardon, okay? So you go to Nutrisystem, right? And you have a certain number of calories.
I did that one, and the other one didn't work.
Okay.
Nutrisystem worked.
Okay, so on Fabulous Nutrisystem, you have a certain number of calories that you can eat, right? The point is that if you use all of your calories before noon, what happens? You have to cut back later in the day. Business is no different. So you have to really make sure that you're focusing your time on the activities that are going to make you the most money, get the biggest bang for the buck.
Good.
The next thing you want to do is really categorize your activities. Where are you spending your time? And then course correct. So when you're on a diet and you write down everything you ate, then you look at it and you go, okay, well, that didn't work, or that's why I didn't lose weight this week. Business is the same thing. Where did I waste time?
Okay.
Now, the fourth point is you want to create that support system. The support system is so important, and so many times women, we suffer in our own heads without saying, listen, I need help. So from the get-go, just realize you're going to have such an easier time in business if you raise your hand and say, I don't understand my profit and loss statement. I need help. Maybe my marketing isn't good. I don't understand social media.
And just ask questions. How do I read?
Ask questions.
Exactly. How do I read a spreadsheet? How do I find
Ask questions and research mentors. You can go to family and friends. The family and friends might even be a mentor. But it's having that outside perspective that's so crucial. And lastly, there are so many entrepreneurial forums that are amazing. So you really can research some of those online and start with getting the support if you don't have another small business owner.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Great. I wish we could just go longer into each one.
Well, class is dismissed. So we're done.
But really terrific advice. I know for myself that Walmart, who is one of our biggest charity givers, they just brought in a whole new division to find entrepreneurial women companies only to bring into Walmart. So it's a big business for women right now. And it's a great way to pursue your hobbies and things. Fantastic. For more information on Marley's tips and for information on her book, you visit our website, hallmarkchannel.com/Marie. We'll be right back. Thank you.
Coming up next, Marie shares a favorite travel tip.